Hello, anybody. I am Konadian, and we've passed 10,000 subscribers. That's insane. And I know that it happened a while ago, like, a couple days ago-ish? Something like that. I wasn't at home, so I couldn't really do anything for that. But we're gonna do something today. I'm gonna do questions that I found, because in the 5K one, I asked people for questions and no one gave any questions. They were just like, yeah, good job. So we're going to do questions. I'm going to answer questions that I found. I found these questions on Tumblr. I was reading around, trying to find backstory to a question that someone had asked me, and I found this instead, and I was like, alright, I guess I could do that. And so we're gonna do that. It's questions all about games. I do lots of games. I play games. So I was like, I'm gonna answer questions about games. That sounds good. So here we go. Question number 1. Do you try to stay away from walkthroughs? No. Well, it depends. If we're talking like walkthroughs as in like how to progress through games and stuff, not like let's play walkthroughs kind of deal, then yeah, I sort of do, unless it's like really like odd and it's mostly going to be for point and click games, or not point and click games, but like puzzle ones. You have to solve things like Franbo. Oh my god, Franbo! The entire time I was playing Franbo, I pretty much had like the walkthrough for it open. And more recently, Grim Fandango Remastered, I've had the walkthrough open pretty much for that as well. It's just some of the things that you have to know to do, there's no correlation to it. Like it's like, hey, do this. It doesn't make sense, but that's what you have to do. So yeah, for things like that, I sometimes use walkthroughs. But for most games, I don't use walkthroughs until like the second playthrough, and I'm getting like collectibles and stuff, sort of thing. Like with Uncharted 4, since I finished Uncharted 4, I have the treasure walkthrough sort of thing open, so I'm like getting all the treasures and stuff. So yeah, not on the first playthrough usually. Question number 2. Company you're always loyal to? Bethesda. Bethesda makes amazing games. I'm never disappointed in their games. And I'm not talking like the publisher Bethesda, I'm talking about the the studio Bethesda. The publisher Bethesda doesn't always release quality, but Bethesda Game Studios, even though their games are buggy and stuff, they're always fun and not like breaking buggy. The breaking games buggy, they usually patch pretty quick, but the fun bugs, they usually like leave in because it's just like, oh man, this is great. Like their games are purposely buggy. It's weird to think of it like that, but it has like a certain unique charm to it. Like with the giants sending people to space when you get hit. You're going to die from the giant anyways, but the damage itself... Okay, so the way physics engines work is they use a physics engine that converts damage to momentum, and when the damage... So, for like each point of damage afterwards equals like a point of momentum. It like converts itself. So giants, when they hit you and you die from it, their damage to physics engine is weird or something. The conversion is weird, so it cranks it up a lot higher than it should be, sending your character to space. It's a bug, but it's amazing. Question number 3. Best game you've ever played? The Witcher 3, I think. The Witcher 3 is insane. I went into it expecting one map and got, 4? Is there 4 maps? Okay, not counting the castle, there's 3 maps. And that, like, Skellige on its own could be a map. Like, that could just be the game, is Skellige. But no, there's another 2 whole areas there. I was blown away by the size of that game. And I didn't regret it. Like, when you buy games at full price, you want your money's worth out of it. So when a game doesn't live up to that price tag, you kind of feel bad about buying it. I felt no regrets after just exploring the first, like, area in that game. It is so amazingly huge, detailed, and everything. It blew my mind. So, yeah. Witcher 3, by far, probably the best game I've ever played. And if you like RPGs, buy it. You shouldn't even hesitate. It's insane. But make sure you patch the game first, because if you go and sometimes your allies can be killed by your own weapons and stuff, and then you get really mad at the game, and then you get to start repeating cutscenes over and over, and then you get really irritated because it freezes sometimes on the cutscene too, and it's, oh my god, oh great. My friends know all about how broken my Witcher 3 game was. Alright, number 4, worst game you've ever played. Bratz the movie the game? I mean, I could go like Superman 64 or something like that and just be like, oh yeah, it's the worst game ever. But I'm going to go with Bratz the movie the game. I've played bad games, but that game is just on ice. Everywhere you go, you're walking on ice. And then they give you roller skates, which is like adding more ice to the ice. It's like, why? This doesn't feel good. This is not an enjoyable game. The game is so shallow. You just buy things. That's how you progress in the game. You buy things and that's it. It's so pointless. There's no depth. There's no character, like anything. It's just garbage. It's just marketing garbage is all it was. 5. A popular series game you just can't get into no matter how much you try? It was The Witcher before 3 came out. Like, I got The Witcher 2 for 360, and I played it, beat the first boss, and I just wasn't enjoying it all that much. Like, it was just, I wasn't feeling it really. I expected an open world, and I got a very linear feeling open world. But that's all changed now that I've played The Witcher 3. The freaking Witcher 3 is insane. My opinion on that whole series has changed because of that. So now I guess Dark Souls? I can't really get into Dark Souls. It's too slow feeling. I play games because it's like, oh man, I get to be super cool and awesome. And then I play Dark Souls and I'm like, oh man, I'm pretty shit. Yay. 6. A game that's changed you the most. A game that's changed me the most? I can't think of any games that have changed me, really. Maybe Fallout 3, I guess? That was the first, like, open world game I ever played that I can think of. I think that's the only, like, the first, like, it wasn't a hub world, like, sort of deal. Like, this big open world and stuff, and you can just go anywhere, and it was just kind of like this, what kind of feeling. It was crazy. I was just blown away with how much, like, it's like, I can do anything. I can go anywhere. I have freedom. There's no mission I have to do. There's no objective. I can just go. So that really blew me away. But yeah, it didn't really change me. It just kind of like changed my opinion on what a game can do, I guess. 7. A game you'll never forget. Jak 3. I played that game so much. I think it's impossible for me to forget it. Like, that's also the first game I can think of that I ever really beat. I don't think I ever completed a game before that. So, it's pretty crazy to think about that. That's like the first game I ever beat. Because the first Jack I got to where? The third hub? I think? Yeah, I think I got to like the third hub or something. And in Jack 2, I got to somewhere. I can't remember. Really wasn't all that far into it. And, yeah. I also remember the Pac-Man game. The Pac-Man game is literally the worst thing ever. That's the worst. That should not have been in there. And if it was, because it is, I just wish it was skippable. I wish there was a way to get around it. And I wish in the remastered version there was a way to skip it. That stupid Pac-Man minigame in it. It's the worst. 8. Best soundtrack. DuckTales Remastered. Thing is amazing. Kidding, of course. It does have good music, but it's not like the best. I don't know. Witcher 3? Or Destiny? Unpopular opinion here, but Destiny to me isn't all that bad. I like Destiny. It's pretty good. Soundtrack's pretty good as well. Like, wow. I love it. Number 9. A game you turn your volume off every time you play it? Minecraft. Now, I'm not saying Minecraft's music is bad, but I turn the music off, then just play my own music and just zone out and play that game. A game you've completely given up on is number 10, and I don't really give up on games. Like, even if they're really irritating and difficult, I like to see it through so that I can be like, I did it. I did that with Destiny and the Taken King. What's the mission? Regicide, yeah. Regicide was the daily heroic, and so I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I finally beat it. Even though I sat there fighting him for so freaking long, I finally beat him, and I got no reward, but I still was quite proud of myself for finally beating him, and then swore never to do Regicide if it's ever the daily again. But yeah. I don't know, maybe Dark Souls. I kind of gave up on Dark Souls. Shortest time you've beaten a game in? That'd be Bratz the Movie The Game. So, before anyone says anything, basically, what happened was, I was sitting at home one day, and I couldn't think of anything to play, so I was like, hey, this is a stupid game, and we have it, so I'm gonna beat it. And I did, in like 4 or 3 hours. Or not 4 or 3, 4 or 5. It was about 4 or 5, I'd say. Like, credits rolling and everything. It was interesting. And then I got asked why I had Bratz the Movie The Game saved on my memory card one day. And I was like, well, I beat it. And then there were more questions. 13. A game you were most excited for when it wasn't released yet. Fallout 4. Fallout 4, Fallout 4, Fallout 4. Fallout 4, I was freaking out when they just announced it. Like, they were just like, Fallout 4. And I was like, what? It's actually a thing. I'm freaking out. I love the Fallout series. I love it because it's different. There's not many other post-apocalyptic RPGs out. So having that, it's just like, oh man, I get my post-apocalyptic fix. I get to be like some really crazy looking characters and stuff. It's not like the Elder Scrolls where you're like, I've got to look like this, ha ha ha, the races, ha 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 ha. And follow, you just get to be like some psychopath. It's great. I love it. Number 14. A game you think would be cool if it had voice acting. I have no idea. Every game I play has voice acting in it, pretty much. 15. Which 2 games do you think would make an awesome crossover? Monster Hunter and Pokemon. Polaris had an animation about that too. Like, they had a thing with Game Grumps and stuff. There was like an animation of Monster Hunter and Pokemon being like in a crossover. It's amazing. Imagine you would be able to see the actual destructive powers of Pokemon. Can you imagine that? A game where Pokemon actually get to be as crazy as the freaking Pokédex says they are. So like a Magcargo, you'd have to like fight it from across a map pretty much. That'd be so cool. 16. Character you've hated most from what game? Alright, I'm not going to pick a... Well, I guess I'm picking a character. I'm picking more of a boss. Demyx from in Kingdom Hearts 2. Guy's a nightmare of a boss fight. Or at least for me, he was. I don't know if it was like that for everyone else, but oh my god, I spent days trying to beat Demyx.
Hey, you guys are looking lively.
Didn't we catch you messing around in the underworld? How'd a wimp like you get into Organization 13? I bet you can't even fight.
Yeah, but we can.
You shouldn't judge anyone by appearance.
Oh, I told them they were sending the wrong guy. Who is this kook?
Remember, the organization's made up of nobodies.
Right. No hearts.
Oh, we do too have hearts. Don't be mad.
You can't trick us.
Silence, traitor.
Days. I could have beat Bratz the movie the game like 4 or 5 times in the time it took me to beat Demyx. One boss. His boss fight is so bull. It might be different now. I need to get the 2.5 remix, but I don't have my PS3 anymore. Oh. Should do a Let's Play Kingdom Hearts on this channel. That'd be sweet. It would also take like 2 years. 17. What game do you never tell people you play? I don't know. Maybe Bratz the movie the game? I don't really keep a secret of what I play and what I don't play. I'm just kind of like pretty open about it. I just also preface it with, I play weird games because they're amazing and everyone should play weird games. Weird, buggy, bad, broken games are entertaining. They can be pretty entertaining. 18. A game you wish your friends knew about. Monster Hunter. It's so boring hunting alone. I want to hunt with friends, but no one around plays Monster Hunter, or the people that know about Monster Hunter have no interest in Monster Hunter. And so I just kind of hunt alone. And I need to take down high-rank Gore Magala. Plus, people could just bask in the glory of music like this. so good. I love Monster Hunter's soundtrack. Every monster has some amazing theme, except for Rathalos, because they don't give a theme to Rathalos for some reason. 19. Which game do you think deserves a revival? Spyro. Now, I know he's still around, but to me, and probably many others, he's been dead since PS2. I'm talking, take old, classic Spyro, bring that to the current era, no special breaths, no crazy plots or characters, just old Spyro in HD 4K glory is all I want. I just want to play classic Spyro with current gen's graphics. You don't even need to, like, tweak around with the movement system or anything. Just, it would be so good. Just do a Let's Play of Spyro. There's a lot of things I want to do. Alright. What is the first game you ever played? Road Rash 3? I think? I guess. Yeah, Road Rash 3 was probably the first game I played. How old were you when you first played a video game? I don't know, like, what, 0? I don't know. I've had a Sega Genesis since forever. I don't know. I guess, like, we're talking memories of before I can remember. So, if you could immerse yourself in any game for one day, which game would it be, and what would you do? Pokemon. And I would catch Pokemon. That sounds pretty fun. I'd go into Pokemon and catch the Pokemon. Speak good times. Biggest disappointment you've had in gaming is 23. Mind Jack. So much hype. So pumped. And then it came out, and it was garbage. First mission is literally cutscene, you walk forward, cutscene, the end. Loading screen. That's the first level. You know, on the first level, you usually grab the player's attention and go, whoa, look how cool this game's going to be. But they didn't know that that's what you're supposed to do, so they made a pretty garbage game. It's just bad. It's not good, and nothing like what they were advertising it like. So sad. 24. Casual, hardcore, or in the middle? I don't know, like middle to hardcore, maybe? I don't know. I used to be really competitive and into it, and like, yeah, I gotta win. And now I'm just kind of like, video games. I like playing them. 25. Be honest. Have you ever used cheats like ActionReplay or Gameshark? Yeah, absolutely. Not even gonna, like, just be sneaky about it. I have an ActionReplay, had a Gameshark, have a Game Guru. People won't know what a Game Guru is, but it was for the Sega Genesis. You could put cheats into the Sega Genesis, and that was with the Game Guru. What else? 26. Handheld or console? Handheld, I guess. Mainly because I have a PC that can play better than console, so... 27. Has there ever been a moment that has made you cry? Okay, spoilers. Infamous 2 spoilers. This also prefaces, or this also could be taken as Infamous 1 spoilers. So, if you don't want spoilers, you should probably skip to some time. I don't know. Okay, just maybe stop this? I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably put a timestamp or something. But yeah. Infamous 2, evil ending. That almost made me cry. It didn't make me cry, but it had me close to it. And it's this part here.
half as long.
Twice as bright. I gotta try.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about this part, but just like this whole situation, I felt like a piece of shit. And I was kind of like, oh, this is what I've become. Yay. Yeah, it's just like the combination of like what has taken place throughout the game and stuff, and like the whole build up throughout the entire game, and then that scene there, and I was just like, I just felt pretty bad, and I almost cried. I think that's the only time I've ever played a game in that I've almost cried. I don't think I've ever cried during a game. Which character's clothes do you wish you owned the most? Scarecrow from Arkham Knight. Totally not just because I want to do a cosplay of him. It's totally not that. That's totally not the only reason. Oh my god, don't even think that that's the only reason. Unbelievable. Also, totally is. Do you know how complex that is? Oh my god, if I could just have that and not have to make it, my life would be so much easier. 29. Which is more important, gameplay or story? If I really had to choose, gameplay I'd have to go with. Just because that's what makes a game and not a movie or book. You could say story, but that's not what makes the game. Minecraft doesn't have a story. It's a fun game. It's just gameplay. The Order, 1886, focused on story over gameplay. You can now go to you just go out and get it for $20 now. It didn't sell, and who did buy it was disappointed in it. It's a movie disguised as a game. That's what happens when you put story over gameplay. So gameplay, I have to go with over story. Even though I like having story in games, it's not what makes a game a game. And number 30, a game that hasn't been localized in your country that you think should be localized. I want Monster Hunter Online to be localized. I love it so much, but I can't understand anything in it. It looks amazing, but I have to use the really bad translation that's for it currently, so I get to fight giant beaver and what is it, green bird, I think, I can't remember. Instead of it being Jan Kutku, it's like yellow or green bird or blue bird or something. Like the translation's just bad. So if I could have that translated, I'd love it. So yeah, that's the thing. That's all we're doing. That's the video. Thanks for listening to all these silly questions, and yeah. Also, there's the on the Tumblr. There's the ask. You can go and ask questions, Undertale questions, and I'm gonna I'm going to be answering them. I answer them, and I'm going to be answering them in a video. So if you got any questions, you should go there and ask them, because that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video. See ya.